Increases in global heating and extreme weather events show that climate action has never been more important.
But what does being committed to climate action mean here at Exeter University? Climate action means stepped up efforts to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and strengthen resilience and adaptive capacity to climate-induced impacts. We found out what Exeter researchers and students had to say on Sustainable Development Goal number 13.
Sustainable Development Goals allow us to think a bit more broadly about what our research means for the world, and it helps to sort of frame some of the bigger overarching questions that we need to focus on as part of our climate research. So I've been working on climate change for maybe 20 years now, and in that time we've seen stronger and stronger evidence that humans are altering the climate of the planet. And if we don't do anything about this, we're going to start seeing some unprecedented climate situations.
Climate action is one of the most urgent goals to achieve right now if we want to avoid consequences such as major biodiversity loss.
Without the base of a stable environment, we cannot move on to fight other global issues.
So one thing I'm trying to do is to allow academics to speak out, to speak up, to become much more vocal and engaged on some of the pressing societal issues that they face and that they should be engaged in as a member of society.
My generation has spent a lot of effort on defining the problem, and I think the students are the hope for finding the solution.
Does your research and/or experience make you optimistic that we will reach the indicators of the SDG by 2030?
I think I have a level of pessimism and optimism. The pessimistic side is that I think whilst many people want to do the right thing in terms of climate action, they're often restricted and constrained by the infrastructures around them. So as a society, we need to get much more serious about changing things like the built environment to enable people to be more sustainable. But I'm optimistic because our research shows that people are really aware now about the climate crisis and the need to react to the emergency, and their attitudes are moving in the right direction.
In time, I agree, I think it'll happen, but there are huge forces across society, not least amongst policymakers, saying, why do we have to do this so quickly? It's too risky. Let's wait for those guys to act because they can do the most expensive things, and then we'll only come on board when it's a bit easier and less risky. There are massive forces out there stalling and slowing down that process. And that's why we need a really strong civil society. We need a strong media. We need people to keep pressurizing the pace of change to ensure that it happens fast enough. So I'm cautiously optimistic, but I'm very reluctant to bet my mortgage on it. It's going to be a close run thing.